Welcome, cats and kittens, to another exciting episode of 20 cc's of Catnip. I'm your host, Dr. Purrington, and I have not made a video for you in a long time. A couple life things got in the way. We bought a cat. An actual cat. Not one of those fake ones, you know, where they kind of like sit on the ground and pretend to be alive, and they breathe up and down. Those are really cool, but that doesn't matter right now. What matters is zombie time. Let's jump right into it. So today we're going to be facing up against a good friend of mine, Pro Gamer Assassin. He's been on my friends list for a while now. He requested a match, and here we are. I'm going to let you know right off the bat, I have not played in a long time, so I'm going to die quite a lot in this match. As you can see, I go in for the pressure here, go for a couple of swipes, and immediately get drop kicked into the spikes, which is completely my fault. Great shot on his part. One of the big things about being a Night Hunter is you have to know the map, and I pride myself on knowing where a lot of things are on the map. Spikes being one of them, so that was a huge mistake on my part. Part of the problem of not playing for somewhere in the market of about 2 months. However, once this new Halloween Night Hunter zombie mode came about, I got really excited, wanted to jump back in, help my fellow Night Hunters get those kick-ass titles. So here we are. So we're going to pretend like that never happened. Start off this match with a slightly better note. He goes invisible. I want to know where he is, and there he is, sitting right there under the bridge. Going for a ground pound here, but he's very dodgy, which is good. I get a tackle off, which I didn't even see me start, but I guess it happened. We're just going to keep going for the swipes here. Good thing about this part of the map is, while it's very flighty and it can be a little dangerous for the Night Hunter, it's also a great place to just kind of run and just keep swiping, because the human has to climb and drop down in a lot of places, so there's not a huge risk of you getting death from above if you're facing a one-on-one. Obviously, one versus anything but one-on-one, it's pretty dangerous to be in that area because any human can get on top of the bridge. But for the most part, one-on-one, it's actually a really good idea to just keep the pressure on and keep going. Now, we're getting into a whole different competition here. I was able to swipe him to death. Again, swiping, way underrated. Amazing way to just kind of chip away at the human's health and get them to kind of slow down and have to heal. Paused my game there for some reason, not really sure why. I think my sweaty thumb just kind of slipped off the control stick. And I go for the jump there to avoid his hammer, but I do not get whacked to death with a two-handed weapon. And I go down, unfortunately, and he's pretty close to the nest, so that is pretty much a guaranteed nest death. When I spawn in, I think the nest is going to have a little bit of health left, but it's dead. I had no hope of getting there before he can kill it. And we're going to respawn now. So we're going to jump right back into the action. I want to keep the pressure on him as much as possible, because in one-on-one, it's really important that your spits regenerate. Spit smashes are crazy important. I'm just going to pounce him right here. I know I can escape. You know, it's the whole area of buildings. I can jump behind any one of them to keep the UV light off of me. But slowing the human down is really important because you want your spits to get up to spit smash level as fast as possible. A one-on-one, a UV spit smash is like a guaranteed kill most of the time. Depends on who you're fighting, obviously, but I'd say like 80-90% of the time, if I can get the UV spit smash off, that's, you know, it's a free pounce. The one-on-one, it's pretty easy to do. One-on-two, you really do want to get them all in a group, or at least kind of incapacitate someone else with the horde. But, yeah. So I'm going to try and fight him over here on this warehouse. Not a good thing to do. I really just wanted to slow him down, and then I kind of saw an opportunity and went for it, and he shoots me with an arrow, which is a great shot. But, I mean, I'm the one who's always preaching never fight people in the warehouses, and I went ahead and did it. But, again. Mistake, my fault. The nest isn't going to be dead by the time I get back, thankfully. So we can kind of come back in here and try to bring the game back around to my side. So when I actually get over there, he's a little closer to the nest, way closer to the nest than I want him to be. So we're going to fly back over there with our tendrils, get there as quickly as possible, see if we can kind of distract him at least. As long as I'm around in the area, he's probably not going to go straight for the nests. Again, I want to keep the pressure on him, you know, keep him... Ow, that was a good shot. He's really good. You'll see a couple times in this match, he's really good shot with those arrows. He hits me mid-air once with like a toxic arrow and almost kills me, which really would have sucked. I'm going to go in for the spit. Wow, that was a terrible spit. Why did I even shoot that? Well, there you go. Going for the spit, whiff it badly. Just kind of jumping around him, going for the ground pounds, a couple of slices. I think I really wanted to kill him with the slices there, but it just wasn't in the cards. Do not have enough health to keep attacking him. So I'm gonna just kind of jump back in here, go for the simultaneous kill. I don't even remember that happened, but that was awesome. Yeah, I go in for a couple swipes, get the ground pound damage off, and then a swipe, but I guess he bludgeoned me, so that must have been a two-handed weapon. Ugh. Well, it was a good kill on his part, but wonderful thing about simultaneous kills in Dying Light is I'm a night hunter and I have infinite lives, so they don't matter to me. Although he does spawn a lot closer to the nest than I do, so that is a problem. And that doesn't always happen. Human spawning really close to the nest just kind of seems to be like a... Maybe it's a rubber banding thing? I'm not really sure. They don't always spawn directly next to it. But here he is. I mean, humans always spawn a little closer, but... Yeah, that's just a human thing. So he's kind of running onto the bridge. I know I can't go after him with only one spit, so I'm just going to fake it out here. But he actually comes up onto the bridge with me, which is surprising. And I go in for the ground pound, and I do get it off, but it's not close enough for me to spit him. I hit like the roof of the car instead of him. And I go in for a UV spit here as well. I was kind of hoping he would stop and heal, and he does, but it doesn't actually get him. He manages to dodge away at the exact second that it explodes, which does suck, but I don't end up needing it here. He gets me with an arrow. Again, great shot. Just kind of fly away over here. I figure as long as he's chasing me, it's not attacking the nest, but he does not fall for it, and he goes right back to that warehouse. So he's nice and close to the nest, and he's in a good position to be UV lighting me, and here's another toxic arrow. So this guy does love shooting the arrows at me. Goes in to start swiping that nest. He's up on the warehouse again. I should not be fighting him here. And as you'll see, this does end quite badly, because here comes the death from above. I shouldn't even have jumped off. I should have just gone ahead with the... ground pound. Should have just gone ahead with the ground pound and see if I can knock him off the building. Even if he drop kicked me, you know, it wouldn't have been lethal damage. But death from above is always lethal damage. So that is definitely something that I need to not do. So unfortunately, when I spawn back in, the nest is going to be dead, and he's going to be invisible, which, you know, great thing for the human, not so great for the hunter. But I'm going to go right in as quickly as possible when I see him. He's going to pop up right over there by that train station over there, and just going for the swipes. In case you didn't know, if you swipe a human or use any sort of physical move against them, ground pound or tackle, when they have camo on, it cancels it, which is wonderful if you actually manage to hit them with a horde and they use like a camo potion or something to negate it. I think that's my least favorite counter to that, because that usually means the human is duping. Camo potions take a lot of items to make, and I've seen some people use like 8 or 9 of them in one match. This guy, however, did not seem to be duping anything, which is really cool of him. Not getting too significant like that. I thought he was stuck in the animation. I might have just spun out really fast. But going for the pounce there and just kind of get UV canceled. He's down below the bridge and he's fighting the zombies. Sometimes I like to fight alongside the zombies. Just kind of get down there and just be swiping while, you know, they're distracted by the little guys. I don't think there's really that many zombies when it's 1 versus 1, so I don't always do that, but I know there's a goon in this area. He may just be closer to the nest or something. I think I can see him off in the distance over there, but I'm going to use him later for a nice little combo. You'll see that in a bit. So here I am, just going in with the other little zombie. I get the horde spit off, which is great. He's really good with the grappling hook. He's dodging back and forth. I just need to get him off of any plot of land. Now, I don't have a lot of health left, but at least he's on the ground. He uses the grappling hook here. Oh, no, he doesn't. He just jumps, but yeah. Thankfully, the horde got a little bit of damage off on him, and I managed to be able to swipe him to finish it off. So, not quite even. 2 nests to 3 lives. You always want to have 2 lives for every 1 nest that's destroyed, so I'm actually a little bit behind still. But he did spawn somewhat far away, which is nice. Usually, if I'm right on the nest, it pushes them a little farther back. He's paused. I'm not going to attack him while he's paused. I never want to do that, so I'm just going to hang over here until he comes back, which he does. Fortunately, I'm standing out in the open, so that's not very helpful. I'm going to pop back right on top of the building here. Keep myself protected until I can kind of drop down on him. I lose my energy here, unfortunately. And he's sitting up there, and thankfully, I'm just out of range of the UV light, or else he would have kept me from getting back onto the building. Which probably would have been a death. And probably an instant nest death, too. He's somewhat far away from it, but I mean, if he's using the grappling hook to pull himself over and over again, there really wouldn't have been anything keeping him from getting to the nest on time. So I'm going to go as quickly as possible. Like I was saying earlier, UV spit smash, instant win. I mean, as long as you've got the UV light, or UV block, sorry. As long as you've got the UV block, I mean, you can just kind of walk up, and I kind of noticed, I mean, not him specifically in this match, well, a little later, yes, but a lot of humans tend to dodge backwards and then jump, which is smart, because if they do that, it's like a slightly quicker dodge, and if somebody tackles you while you're jumping, apparently it makes you dodge, which doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. So a lot of times humans will dodge and then jump. So it's always good to kind of like see if that you're playing a human that's going to do that. You can follow that pattern, and the moment they jump up, that's when you spit smash, because it's, you know, they're not anywhere near far away from you to avoid that. So he goes in for the camo again. I really want to swipe it out of him, but he goes right ahead and just kind of dodges out of the way and UV lights me. And he's still invisible, and he kind of jumped off the bridge to keep me from getting away, but thankfully I had one UV block in reserve. Unfortunately, he comes back up on the bridge without me knowing it, and he UV lights me pretty good, and off I go. And I'm fearing the death from above again, but I'm like, where is he, where is he, where is he? And then I realize he's up on the hill above me, and sneak attack death from above for an awesome kill. Completely confused. I have no idea where he is, and all of a sudden I get an axe right in my noodle. So that was an awesome shot on his part. Spoiler alert, I'm going to give him back for that. Because I got a sneak attack of my own coming up a little later in the match. That's a story for later in the match, though. Now we're going to focus on the teamwork between Dr. Purrington and the Goon. There's a great little section right here. He's still invisible. I never actually swiped him before, so he gets to keep the camo from before. Going to come right back in. There's only one volatile nest left, and I can see the Goon's over there, but he's not near. I want to keep him in this corner over here. Thankfully, when he drop kicks me, it does not knock me into the spikes, because I just want to keep him in right here. And I go for the ground pound, manage to keep him there. He does kill me with a spike, but in comes the Goon to trap him in the corner right as the horde blows him up. So if anybody tells you that there's no teamwork when you're the zombie, that is not true. Me and that Goon, we got a kinship. I really wish I didn't die, but I'm also really glad that that worked. Because when the Goon hits anywhere near the human, like you could be 20 feet away from him, he'll knock the human down, and that's, I mean, that's easy spit territory, but also a great distraction when they have the horde on them. So we're going to fly right back in. Thankfully, he did not spawn too close, so he's not at the nest yet. And we managed to get ourselves a little bit more even here. He's shooting the nest with some toxic, which is smart enough his part. Want to go in for a spit, and I royally miss it. And I think, honestly, I forget. I don't think I was trying to do a fake out. I think I just legitimately whiffed that ground pound, which is awful. I mean, that's a total new mistake, but regardless, I did manage to get a sense suppression spit off on him, which was perfect. And if you know you're going to die, sense suppression spit is a great spit to just kind of throw at them. Especially since when you respawn, they're going to have no idea where you are. So, and I'm just going to bring the mic a little closer here for a minute. We're going to stay real quiet, because earlier he was able to sneak attack me because he was invisible, and we want to get a little revenge on that one. So we're going to wait till he comes over here, and he's being real careful, which, again, very smart. He's going from flare to flare. He's tossing one flare, and then he's run right into that, and he's waiting until the flare cooldown runs out so that he can throw another one. So I'm going to hide behind this bus here. He doesn't know I'm here. And he's going to come out here, right into his flare, and I'm going to use the flames as cover. I'm going to wait for the perfect moment when he tosses one flare, and he's right between the UV light for the perfect pounce. Ninja pounce! I was pretty damn proud of that one. And you know what? All's fair in love and war and Pokemon battles, because he sneak attacked? Sneak attacked. He sneak attacked me earlier in the match. And I needed to get a little revenge for that one. So I had to cut the video there for a second. Goes over 15 minutes. I'm going to have to cut it somewhere so that I can make the video at least as long as the actual match. This nest is... It creates a lot of back and forth between the humans and 900s anytime that I've got to play in here, or any of the other videos that I've watched. Because there's a lot of wide open spaces for humans to just kind of hang out in and shoot the nests it doesn't register as him being 4 feet above me. I go in for the UV spit and I miss, and it was in mid grappling hook, and he goes in for the throw there, but thankfully that didn't hit either. It was mid grappling hook, so I don't know how I missed. I think it was just bad aim. Kind of just holding up my, shaking my fist in the air, trying to keep him away from me. And in comes the Goon right here, I think. Boom, right there. Something knocks him down. Or maybe he went in for a kick instead of grabbing. I don't know. There was some animation there that kept him on the ground just long enough. He goes in for the drop kick there, but thankfully tackle always beats drop kick, and you can kind of see him do that little Bruce Lee kick animation. And if that happens, it means that your tackle beat other drop kick. And once again, tackle is an insane amount of damage. So once I was able to tackle him, just combo with a couple swipes, and that was a nice clean kill. And you know, I was saying earlier, I really need the spit smashes, but at this point, I'm just going to have to go for broke, because if he gets anywhere in that nest, he's going to win. I go for a spit, he jumps right when he should have dodged, and I'm able to get a nice, clean UV hit, and this pounce all at once to end the match. Programmer Assassin, thank you very much for playing. That was an awesome match, awesome human. As always, guys, entertaining you is my Hippocratic oath. Hope to be making some more videos about this whole crazy Halloween weekend, which is an amazing event. I encourage you to participate. You'll get awesome titles if you win. Thank you, cats and kittens, for watching, and hope you have a good night.